What's good? What's good? What's good? What's up, guys? Thank you for joining tonight. My name's John. So I used to run, I would say, a podcast. It was kind of like a podcast. I wanted it to be a podcast, but it never really had a name. I never really pushed it beyond like Facebook or YouTube. So this will be the official launch of Outside the Clutch. So my YouTube channel, my company is called Fealys Clutch. You will see it all air like as far as my stuff on my YouTube channel, just like most of you are watching right now. But these that are viewed as outside the clutch will actually be on all major podcasting platforms. So I'm kind of excited to take this step. Hope you guys continue to join me on this, and I'm excited to get it going. So tonight I owe this man a lot. Like we tried to set up this damn interview like 3 or 4 times now. Last time we were getting ready to run it, I actually had to cancel. My life just got too crazy between school, work, animals, everything going on that I wasn't able to hold down the YouTube at the time. Obviously, coming to an end, we're starting to bring it back. So, without further ado, I've been hyping this up for the last week. Really should have been hyping this up for like the last 3 months because that's how long I had this man on hold. Y'all, give a warm welcome to the one and only Stanley Pierre from Echo Reptiles. What's
Hey,
good,
John.
brother?
Thanks for having me, brother.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I appreciate you freaking dealing with this, man. Like it was a little bit crazy with life. So I understand a lot of people may not have hung out for that long, you know? So I appreciate you willing to stick around that long, man.
Right on. Yeah, man. Last year was just crazy for all of us, because during that time when what was the stuff that was going on with you, I was going through a lot of stuff myself. So it just kind of worked itself out,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
so
So man, we're gonna jump into it. Obviously, I don't know Stanley all that well. We've kind of talked back and forth over the last couple of months. That's what it's for. To get to know him. He took the industry kind of by storm and created a really well known name for himself really quick, which is a huge part of marketing your business. A huge part of if you want to be um not profitable, but if you want to turn this into something professional at some point, or you want to actually turn this into a business instead of a hobby, is something you have to do. So did you get mentorship in that aspect? Do you have like a marketing background at all, or what was your game plan? Because you hit Instagram like crazy, and then you were pumping out YouTube videos like a madman right when you
yeah.
started trying to get in that algorithm, man. So give me kind of like where your idea came from and what your game plan was as far as that.
Well, it all goes back to I didn't get mentored or anything. It goes to one man. I give him the credit. I don't know him, but he's very inspirational. Maybe to a lot of us. It's Miguel from Always Involving Pythons. I saw what he was doing, and I was like, I just got to go hard with it. So that's what I just started doing. I can't be at his level where he was pumping out like 2-3 videos a week because of my life, but I try to do my best, man. And then Instagram shut me down like 2 times last year, and it was just devastating.
How
So
how'd you deal with that, man? Like you said Instagram shut you down twice. So you had to restart your entire Instagram over twice?
yeah, this is
Damn.
actually my third one. My first one I was at 1,500, and then I grew the second one to about 800, and then this one, of course, is just barely getting back on his feet. So kind of left off where
Man.
they deleted it. But the sad news is the scammer that's been impersonating me for the last year, his page is still up.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. So I don't get it. I'm like, why you hating Instagram? You know what I mean? They be hating on me. Like on my live streams, they let me only do 45-minute videos.
That's weird.
It's just
I did
weird.
like I did like a I think like a 2.5 hour live stream the other week of just sitting there and talking to people while I was cleaning snakes. I don't know, man. Like social media is crazy in the first place. Like you can't like talk down on the platforms, otherwise they seem to shadow ban you or some crazy crap.
Yeah,
But it seems like everyone has like these unwritten rules, and if you don't follow it to a T, they try to see how far they can push you before you give up. Which applause to you, sir, for not giving up and for pushing it that far and like recreating it and fighting it. I mean, you said this is your third account. You have more followers on your third Instagram than some people that have been doing this years have on their initial, man. So uh definitely took dedication, and I applaud you for that because that's the name of the game.
appreciate
So
that.
with that being said, what got you into this, man? Like what got you into reptiles? Why did you choose reptiles? Like you're what, out in Cali? Or
Yeah, I'm out here in
yeah.
Cali. Yeah,
Yeah, so there's like a multitude of hobbies out there that people do for money or do because they like it or whatever. And I know we've talked about some of them, and we'll jump into those a little bit later. But what made reptiles the thing for you right now?
man, I just been into reptiles maybe like everybody else as a kid, man. I was herping since I was like 6. And my mom and my dad, they saw me just bringing home lizards, like these field. I don't even know what kind. I was just catching them and like, hey, give me a tank. I need to put this in there. They were dying because I wasn't providing UVB and all that, and I
Mm,
kept them in the tank outside because I try to figure these animals out. And my parents was like, you know what, we go get you a bearded dragon. That was my
very
first
cool.
pet reptile. And then of course I moved on to my first snake, which was a corn snake, and it just kind of took off from there, man. I've always been an animal lover, regardless of reptiles, cats, dogs, birds, and all that nature. So,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So why did you choose to look at this as like your hobby or an opportunity for another business? Like
mm,
what made you see it as there's the potential to grow this? Or because it seemed like you jumped to the business side of it fast.
yeah,
Like
I
it
did.
wasn't, you didn't sleep on it. You're like, okay, there's the potential to make money here. This is something that I enjoy, so this is what I want to do. So
Yeah, it has to go back down to I enjoy it, man. I'm like, why not get paid for something that I like doing? You know what I mean? Even though can I cuss or no?
yeah, you're straight,
Okay,
bro. Say
yeah,
whatever
like
you want.
cleaning shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
I would love to get paid cleaning shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the best job. Once a week cleaning shit and but it's always been a dream of mine since I was a kid. I was like, I want a dope ass reptile collection. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I started building something like that, and I ran across a Brian Barczyk's video. I know that man get a lot of hate, but that opened the eyes, and I'm like, people are making money, millions of dollars. And then I find out it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm getting me a slice. It's playing for everybody in there. And
So let's hold on that real quick. Multi-billion dollar industry. I want you guys to understand that. Like the reptile industry alone is only touching maybe 1 to 5% of the world population right now. 1 to 5%. Now, granted, we're in an industry where it is expanding vastly every day in the United States, in the UK. You have people in Japan, Tokyo. Uh, I think. Hold on. My geology is not the greatest. Um, Geography. That's bad. That's bad. Anyways, so let's think about that. Multi-billion dollars, and we're not even touching 5% of the population. Like the people that could get into this industry at any level, we have 95% of the world's population that could jump in this and make it so much more than what it is, and it's already a multi-billion dollar industry. That's scary to
absolutely,
think of. That's scary to think of.
yeah.
Keep going, man. I'm sorry. I interrupted your ass.
It's
That was fucked
what
up.
it's like. It's scary to think of it, but it just shows how much room is for a lot of people. And it's a shame that I see a lot of people coming in and out of this hobby. I'm like, man, if only you just held on. And that's what everybody just said. Like you go up and down in any industry. Everybody wants to be at that peak. It's not gonna anything that goes up has to come down, right, John?
Right.
And so people just get scared and like, you know what? I understand life happens. They may not can afford because they may lost a job or whatnot, but at the end of the day, keep some animals. So that way, what you can take care of. That way you can stay in the hobby and still build your collection of your dream, because what everybody's letting go is their dream. I'm not gonna let my dream go. I don't care how many times Instagram delete my account. That's my dream. You know what I mean? So I have a badass reptile collection and make and let my animals pay me. That's so cool. My kids don't even do that. So I'm like, it's just I don't know. I'm just appreciative
Oh
and
yeah.
blessed, I gotta say, you know what I mean, to able to get in so deep and fast, and I owe it all to Miguel, because I watch a lot of his videos, and he talks about a lot of the business side, and it really helped me a lot. And I saw how he progressed it from nothing, and he got in quick and fast and went hard. I'm like, I'm gonna do that. That's the only way. And look how he is now in the last 5 years. He's like up there almost with Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, man, I want to be up there with them.
It's a mindset, bro. It's a mindset. It's all
It
about
is.
how hungry you are, how fast you're willing to make it work, and whether you can listen to the haters or not. Because whether you want to or not, there's gonna be haters. You've obviously already felt this in multiple
Yeah.
aspects of your
People try
uh
to bring you
your
down
herp
because
life
of
so
jealousy.
far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's someone that was supposed to be your partner or just haters in general for the remarks that you make. And we're all going to get that.
Yeah.
The big thing about it is you got to turn a blind eye to that shit, because at the end of the day, they ain't paying you. They ain't paying your bills. They ain't taking care of your animals. They're there to make a comment, try to make you feel bad, try to make you quit. And some people, they could take that and they use it as fuel to the fire. Or if you're smart, you just say thank you. You piss them off and they continue to react to your videos or whatever it is. And at the end of the day, it just makes your shit pop up for more people.
Yeah, exactly. Like you were there when I went across that drama last year, right?
Yeah.
And when all that happened, after that, dude, I was like, I felt in really depression, because if you look at, I stopped doing my videos, I stopped doing Instagram, and I was getting attacked by a lot of people that didn't even fucking know me. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you don't even know me, you don't even know this story. Like, you guys already picking sides, and I just like kind of left the community a little bit to let it cool down. But in the meantime, I'm like, man, I just kind of got in depression for a little bit, because I felt like I have done nothing but a man trying to bring me down because of jealousy. You know what I mean? And he was just jealous of what I had and what I was working with, and he was hating on me since when he came over my spot. He was hating on me. I'm like, why are you hating on me? I thought we were partners, dog. Like, you know what
Right.
I mean? And and so now I'm like, I kind of just stay away from fucking people.
No, I feel
You
you,
know?
man. Like you gotta, how do I want to how do I want to put this? You have to play who you have around you smart. One of the
Yeah.
big things that I've been doing, it was like kind of one of my resolutions for this year, right, is to read a book a week. I'm already on book 3, and I think we just started week 3 in January, right? So I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting ready to start my 4th book. So I'm a little ahead of schedule, which I'm pretty happy about. But all the stuff has been like self-improvement or like millionaire mindsets, or not that everything I do is about money, right? But I
About the
want the
freedom.
mindset of a fucking winner. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I want the mindset of someone that can go
Excuse
out,
me.
get their thing done and not question every move that they make. Like, yeah, you're gonna have that doubt, or yeah, you might have a little bit of depression with what happens in your life, but as long as you have someone to reach out to, as long as you have that circle of winners around you, you're always gonna rise back up.
Exactly.
So it's all about who you put around you. Like, and if you look at any major personality, any major successful person, right? It is never a single person. Like you look at the Paul brothers. The Paul brothers did it together, but they also had a team outside of the Paul brothers. The Paul brothers were just the face of the enterprise, right?
Right.
And they built it into a group that can sell what eight something $1 million on a pay-per-view now after 10 fucking years. Like you think
Yeah.
about that. Those guys are clearing multi-million-dollars in one night for like a month buildup. Like you want to pay me a couple million for a month worth of work? Like they put in the work, but they had the team around them to do that shit. They met the right people and they build those relationships and they keep those relationships.
Yeah.
So it's all about who you have around you. So with that being said, who did you reach out to, man? Like who's like your rock in the industry when shit starts getting to you a little bit? And I apologize if you guys can hear my little man in the background. He ain't having the best day.
You know what I gotta say, I talked to a lot. It's Shane from Small Town Exotics. We started up together.
Good people,
he blew
man.
up. That man, he blew up.
Shane
he
got
put
fire,
in the
bro.
damn work, and I was figuring out. I was like, what the hell is he doing? I gotta say, Shane, man. You know, out of the so that way it's not like the top dogs all the time, but yeah, Shane. It's been recently, and then recently it's been you. You've been added to that circle too as well.
I appreciate that, bro.
Antoine, and it's a funny story how me and Antoine got met.
Bro, I could go stories for days with that man. Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He almost got a guy with the scammer. He called me. Yeah, I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was telling him you got the wrong person because I ain't letting no puzzle go for no $800.
You better give me about 15, 20.
Yeah, and who else? Denny from Royal Exotic Serpents. I think that's how you pronounce it. Me and him's close. I just went down his spot like last week or so, and we kind of hung out. So I do have people there. It's just a really small group of people.
Oh yeah. So what's your goal in all this before we jump into what you have, what you're working with? What's your overall goal with your collection right now? Are you just looking to do this part-time? Are you looking to turn this full-time? Do you want to be like, wholesale, like big name corporation level breeder? Do you want to keep it at manageable where it's just you and the family or maybe a couple of employees? Like what's Stanley's vision for this so far?
I'm kind of like right now it's like wherever I land. Okay. I'm like I don't know where I'm gonna land, but I have an idea of my vision. I do want to do this full time. That'd be just awesome. But I want to do more like designer stuff. You know what I mean? Create what's in here because I have so much ideas. Like I gotta shut up because people have been doing the pairings that I be talking about. But I think that's what it is. I think I just want to see where I land. Maybe I will get like a. I don't want to be like a Justin. Maybe I would be a Justin Big. Maybe a little bit bigger.
I mean, even with just Justin, he's got. I forget the numbers from the last time he put it out. I want to say it's like 400 females, something like that.
I think he got more than that.
It might be more than that.
Yeah, I think
it might be that he breeds 400 females a year.
Yeah,
maybe that's what I'm thinking.
That dude has I think he has like 1,000 females.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. He's probably at like 1,000, and then he only breeds 400. I may have mixed up the numbers on that. My apologies, Justin, if you ever listen to this.
Right on. Me too. I might be under the number. I might be highballing, so. But yeah, man.
No, I understand that. So what I would say on that, bro, is it's not to doubt you. Like it's all good to go with the flow and like see where you're comfortable, and it's a good idea. What I would say is like your goals are derived by like affirmations, right? Yeah. So you have to give yourself a target to shoot for. So if you're thinking Justin size one day, if you're thinking like just being a 40, 50 clutch a year person and
Oh
just
no.
making designer. Like, well, I still would consider that like boutique, man. Like you're doing 40 clutches a year, but you're really focused on a couple of projects, because if you think about it, 40 clutches a year, you really are only focusing on a couple of projects. Like
Yeah.
that means what, if you're working 4 recessives, that's 10 girls per project. That's nothing.
Exactly.
That's
You know,
nothing.
I work with 10 recessives.
Right.
10 of them. Because honestly, I'm building this for my kids.
Right.
You know,
I get that.
when my parents I don't have both my parents, but they passed with nothing. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna do something that my parents did. I'm gonna leave my kids with something. And all my kids, they love and enjoy the animals. So I know they'll take care, but there's this one that's gonna be the leader. She's gonna take care of everything, keep everybody in check. There's just one, you know. So I know all this hard work is not gonna just. Yes, absolutely. Um, I know this hard work is not gonna be just gone or dead when I'm gone. You know what I mean? I know it's gonna keep going in the future. So that's why I'm kind of saying I don't know how big I'm gonna be, because I don't know what my legacy is gonna leave behind. You get what I mean?
Right.
But
No,
you're
I get that.
absolutely right, because like all these racks behind me, I was looking at Miguel on my first year. I had vision racks and homemade racks, and I was like, man, one day I'm gonna have badass stuff inside these racks, and I'm gonna have freedom breeder, and I'm gonna have reptichip in my thing. And I started getting the reptichip, and I'm like, man, I need to get some freedom breeders, and they just start popping up, man. You know, so you're right. You know, whatever you say, it does come to light.
It's affirmations.
You know,
You got to
especially if you
breathe that
believe it
shit.
and you believe you can do it, you know. And yeah, so I don't know, I want to be bigger than Justin, so that's how I want it, you know. And just I held a lot of stuff back this year. You know, we'll see.
Okay. So let's jump into it, man. You said you're working 10 recessives right now. How big is your collection?
I'm at 100 right now.
You're 100 breeders or 100 total?
100 in total, some
Okay.
hatchlings to breeders.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what's your ratio for breeders right now? Or
Oh
like how many
man.
breeders are you looking at right now? Like if
Um,
what are you working this season?
this season I'm doing a lot of paint stuff, double hats, triple hat stuff. Unfortunately, my plan didn't happen. It kind of bit me in the ass. You know, I wanted to pair up my hypodermic ghost, a couple things, and my clown pie, but they weren't ready. I did some ultrasounding yesterday. A lot of females weren't ready, so you know I'm gonna start pairing up to see if I can encourage a little growth in follicles. But
Right.
trying to see if I can hit about 20
Okay.
this
That's not
season.
bad. How many girls are you pairing?
20.
20. So
20 right
you're
now.
hoping
No,
it.
no, 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 no. I take that back. I'm actually pairing like 45 right now. But I'm hoping to get the 20, because last year I paired up and I forgot you don't get exactly what you have. You have to kind of pair a lot, and then you'll get about like 50 to 30%. And I got that from Justin, you know,
Right.
off of one of his
What
videos.
are you?
I'm like mental note. And so I'm looking at it. If I want 20, I have to breed like 50, like 45, 50. So
That's
that's
it.
how many I
Yeah,
just
that's
paired.
fair, man. I mean, I think it's a lot harder once you start doing it for scale too. You know what I mean? Like when you're only doing 10 girls or 15 girls. Well, I don't even know if you'd go to 15. Like I haven't even hit that point. Like I have a pretty good track record right now, but it's
Mm-hmm.
only because my numbers are still pretty freaking low, you know? So it's easy to like, okay, I see development, I see growth. So, hey, this boy's going back in, let him have it for a couple days, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but like, so like my first year, I was 0 for 1. Nothing happened. The following year, I was 5 for 6. This year, it looks like I'm probably going to be about 6 or 7 for 10. So,
And clutches. Well, that's still
yeah,
a lot.
it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Um,
That's. I thought you were gonna say one.
nah, bro, nah.
Even that's a lot.
Nah. I mean, the way some of my girls lay, it feels like a lot sometimes, man.
Yeah, some of
My
these
first
girls be
clutch of the
laying
year
like
was
10
10
eggs.
eggs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
So,
10 mouths to
and then
feed.
yeah, it goes quick. Are
Mm-hmm.
you breeding your own rodents, or are you bringing your rodents in?
I do my own rodents
Okay.
just to keep the cost down for everything else. And of course, Uncle Sam pays for it.
There you go.
So, of course, my snakes eat for free. But yeah, I felt like it was better because, to be honest, I was paying like $500-600 a month on rats. And I'm like, what? This is ridiculous. And then so I started bringing my own rats. And I'm only paying what 160 with food and
Oh, that's nothing.
what you call it, water and bedding, you know.
That's nothing.
So I just saw the savings. I'm
That's like chump
rented
change
shit
in
right there for the
California,
year.
bro.
Hmm?
That's chump change in California.
Yeah,
That ain't
I
nothing.
know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm
That's
not
like
trying to get
what,
no
2
more money
hours
to
of work over
Newsom.
there? No.
Huh?
That's like 2 hours of work over there.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man.
Our taxes, our gas is like almost $5. I got all V8s. Yeah,
You gonna be
man. I'm
feeling
like,
it
it's
soon, bro.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. So you said 10 recessive projects. You're working a lot of double and triple hets, hopefully. What's the number one project you're excited about? You don't have to really dive it out unless you want to, but like just the overall project. Like, is it the
Um,
hypo clown or like
I think it's gonna be the paint.
the paint project?
You know,
Oh yeah.
yeah. I know. I knew Justin has a head on me on that paint.
Dude,
But
that
right
paint
now,
clown
when I
was
saw that paint clown, I
fucking
knew he was doing
gorgeous.
paint clown because a few years ago he was releasing like paint, like clown stuff with 50% pos paint. I'm like, he's picking out the stuff out. So I already knew because I know Justin puts everything to clown. So anything he has, like that zebra, do you see that zebra he has? He got some clown, he got some pied. So I just started learning from the top dogs, especially him. I watch him, you know. But yeah, with me it's paint. You know, I like what it does in pied. Of course, I love how it does in clown. It looks amazing with just those two. But I want to see a little bit more stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, you know, right now I don't know if I should say anything, but you know, Brad Boa probably he already said something about it anyway. But right now I'm doing a sunset paint that I've been
Okay.
I planned for the last 2 years, you know, so I'm excited about that one.
There you
That's my let's
go.
go.
That's your fire. That's your fire. All right.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah.
the one I want. If I had one clutch to go, I want that one to go.
There you go. Hell yeah. Now, what did you start with? Like when you first started looking in, what was your eye catcher?
My eye catcher, um,
Like when you
what
were
brought
when
me
you were
in?
walking around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you were at a show or when you were scrolling Morph Market, what was the one that like caught your eye and you said, "Okay, that's my goals.
The
Or
sunset.
that's what I'm going to pick up. Like I have to have that. That's the snake."
It was the sunset.
All right.
It was the first thing I seen. It was the sunset because I saw the color palette. I'm like, man, this is unique. Yeah, and I said one day I'm gonna have the sunset in my collection. I said, fuck, one day it'll be next month. So I went ahead, grind hard, man. I got me my sunset,
Hell yeah.
and
That's
that
badass,
was
bro.
2 years ago. I can't believe that, you know. But yeah, that was what brought me in the ball pythons with the sunset.
Hell yeah. It's a badass gene as a baby, man. Like I'm really hoping we find a way to make it retain color.
I think Hypo's gonna do it.
I got a couple ideas. I'm gonna be a little quiet about it until I
Yeah.
get a chance to prove
Yeah,
it.
sometimes you gotta be quiet, man,
Yeah,
because
man.
people be having that pen and paper.
Yeah,
Like
man.
I know a few of them. They're like, "Oh, that's a great idea. Like you're thinking outside the box," and I'm like, "Oh, that's on paper."
Yep, yep.
They're writing on paper tonight.
But that's the great thing about this industry, man. Is like you could take a combo that you even someone beat you to, right? And you make it yourself and you add one or two things and it can completely change what it is.
Yeah.
Like you're going to see it. And I think you're going to see it more now that we're getting into like double recessives, triple recessives. You got people that are on the verge of hitting, if not, or no, I think there is a quad recessive visual. I forget who it is. But you're on the verge of that, right? Like that's about to be the norm. So it's who has the foresight not only to make those pairings, but who has the foresight to put the correct codom in place at the right time so that it carries along that path, right? And yeah, like I listen to Billy all the time. I listen to Justin, and I take a lot of business advice from Billy, obviously, because he's done it right, man. Like he turned his job into a multi-million-dollar job.
Yeah.
Like he did it right. And he knows how to compound on his stuff. But at the end of the day, everyone starts at a different place. So I'm not taking anything away from Billy. Obviously, I would never do that. I'd be an idiot to say anything like that. But I think if you're smart about it, you got to hold back, right? And he says, hey, if you could sell these couple and buy what you want, then buy it. Like if they're not fitting in your projects right now, get rid of them because you can remake them, right? So it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
So it's smart, but at the same time, you got to realize, okay, I have to put codoms in this. So if you're going out and you're buying that double recessive right now, you're buying like a hypo clown or a pied clown or whatever it is, like that double recessive's been around for
ages.
Pied clown's been around 10 years.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
I think it sounds about right. Maybe a little bit more.
Maybe more. It's been around for a while now. I know I've been in the industry for like, well, this side of the industry, like I've been keeping for a long time in my life, but this, like the business side of it, I've been around for about 5 years. So I know it's been out well before I came in. So I'm going to say probably around at least 10 years. Think of how many things that you are actually seeing. Like I've seen a super inchy clown pied. I think I've seen a 3 codom clown pied, which is great fucking odds. But with the way we're working it, that should be a lot easier to maintain now, right? Or the way that people are working it that have that double recessive. Because they're not doing a double recessive to double recessive anymore. They're doing a tri recessive or a quad recessive to a quad recessive. So it comes up more. Especially after Justin leaked that, how the ratios go down every time because people weren't thinking that. They're just like, and I'm sure if they sat there in the calculator long enough, they probably would have. But it's amazing how much it's influenced this industry and how people are taking a new light on it. But that allows you, like I said, man, like you got to add the right codom at the right time. You have to add it at the start and continue to hold that back so that you're not only creating that combo, because our goal shouldn't be just to create the combo, or at least in my eyes. Like my eyes, I want to line breed everything. Like I'm going to sit there, and if I make 10 of these motherfuckers, I'm going to hold all 10 of them, and I'm going to pick out the best 2 or 3 of them, and those are going to stay in the stock. Everything else is going. And I'm going to continue to improve it and improve it and improve it. But everyone's qualities on what they believe in the line is what makes the line nice is different, right? And you just got to hope that you're hitting that the way that people want it to be seen or to be expressed, I guess.
Right. Because, it's what it's at the end of the day, it's what we like. I think that's why I kind of breed for it too, because I look at it, I'm like, when I open the tub, I want to be happy when I open the tub. Like a kid last year, freaking Shane called me a kid at the candy store because I did all my pickups, and you see my face like I was a kid at Toys R Us, man.
Bro, I love your freaking faces, man. Like it reminded me so much of when I started YouTube. I was just like, but mine was forced, and I'm not even gonna lie about that shit. Like I'm sitting there for a thumbnail, I'm like, It's like, I feel so fucking dumb right now. Like, I feel so fucking dumb. But like, you genuinely see it. And like, when I get eggs and shit, you see it because I get all hyped up over that shit.
Yeah.
Or when I'm cutting it, I get all hyped. So you see it. But like, the thumbnail, I hate it. And I'm like, you know what? I can't even say that Stanley was fucking faking that right there. Like, I've seen his expressions in the video.
You know, I just have fun, and
Hell yeah.
I do a variation of them. So I do like on my camera, I'll do like maybe like 10 shots on a timer, and I'll just do different faces. I just have fun with it.
Hell yeah.
You know, we have to have fun, and I look at it, I'm like, if people see that I'm having fun, like I can have fun too. You know what I mean? This person is doing it, and I think that's where a lot of people just kind of miss. They do it for so long because they compete with everybody. Compete with yourself and have fun doing it. That's what keeps your drive going, and the fight, and you're not worrying about uh like with Justin making the paint clown. I wanted someone to make it because I wanted to say, you know what can I do to the next level? You know what I mean? I know he's gonna put spot notes to that next. I know what his game plan is. Like you have to learn what people does. So I got to think outside the box. Like what can I do to stand out? You know what I mean? And so I don't know. That's just the way I think and everything. You know?
People create a rhythm. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, man.
And you have to do that. You have to make yourself my mentor, Earl from Lone Star.
Oh,
It's
okay.
one of the
Big
things that
girl.
he talks about all the time, man. He's like, okay, this is the way you got to look at it. Like you don't have to be like in the spotlight every year, but you have to be up there, right?
Yeah.
But you look at it like every 5 years, you need to have, I'd say 5 to 7. Like 7's pushing it, right? You're if you're just laying in the middle every 7 years, you're gonna be forgotten, or you're just gonna be that regular hobby breeder. Which there's
Right.
nothing wrong with that. Don't like those that listen that just want to keep this out as a hobby. Don't think that I'm dissing you at all for that. Do what your heart wants you to do. But if you're not making a change in the industry every 5 to 7 years, you're falling back and you're going to
Yeah.
be forgotten. So I love what you said with that. Um, you got to do something different. You got to do something that's going to catch people's eye. You got to do something that's going to make you stand out from everybody else, just like you said. Because at the end of the day, if you're not, you're just wasting your time, man. And I
You're
hate
just gonna
that.
be
I
under
hate that.
everybody else.
Yeah, I can't do that. Like you and me, we're about the same age. I think pretty close to the same age. We both families. We
Yeah.
both have X amount of time left on this earth. God knows when. Hopefully it's longer than shorter, you know what I mean? And
Right.
all we could do is push this shit as hard as we can go, the best that we can go, and maintain our fucking love and passion for it. Because if we don't, we're just failing our kids. Like I don't want to hand my kids a failing business.
Right.
Like I already talked to my wife. I was like, hey, we're gonna have rats. I'm gonna have a whole rat business. You don't want to be a part of it? That's fine. I'll do the legwork with rats. That's too easy. Help me with snakes. The kids, when they grow up, they're gonna help. One kid's gonna
Yeah.
take over rats. One kid's gonna take over snakes. One kid's gonna take over real estate. The kid that gets to take over real estate, hey, he's probably gonna have she, whichever one gets
This
that
gonna be the
one, is
lucky
probably gonna
one.
have an easier life than the other two. But I want all three to be on the same level. You know what I mean? Like I want them all
Yeah.
to have a fighting chance, and then they get to
Yeah.
fight it out on who gets what. Because
Exactly. Because you know the world ain't gonna give them that fighting
no,
chance. They
no,
pick who they get the
you got to
chance
take,
to.
yeah,
It seems
you got
like
to
to
take
me.
everything. You got to take
Yep.
everything, and if you're not willing to fight for it, you're done. Like I'm
Yeah. They
not.
take your dream too.
Yeah, I'm not here for that, man. Like I'm not here to just be another name and to be forgotten as soon as I'm in the ground. Like whether it's this, like I don't know that I'll ever be like a huge name or a celebrity or anything like that, and I don't really care to be, in all honesty. But I want a legacy with the people that have had a part of my life. Like I want to be passed on and be like, that dude John, he was pretty cool, and he kept it straight. he helped family, he helped his friends when need be, and he was just there for everybody. Like that, if I could pass that on for a few generations after I'm gone, that's all I fucking care about. And if
Yeah,
they learn to
that's.
pay it forward, all the fucking better.
I agree. I'm on the same boat, same page, brother.
Hell yeah. So we talked your happy project. You're in a couple of different reptiles. What all are you working, man? I jump around so much. I apologize. I know it's kind of like a kid with ADHD or like someone tripping on acid or something like that.
It's all good, dog. I'm working with crested geckos. I got a little bit of those. Growing up a pair of tegus, and I'm doing leopard tortoises. I'm growing those up too as well. But
Hell yeah.
that's about
What
it.
leopard tortoises are smaller, right?
The Perdalis one, the one that gets
Mm-hmm.
big,
Do they get big? How big does a leopard tortoise get?
like a size of a football helmet.
Oh, that's not
It's not
bad.
that big. Then
Comparative.
to cicada.
Yeah, like you got the sulcatas, the Galapagos, the what's the other one? Oh my lord. JD and Marita are gonna get me on this because they have one and I've messed with it. Oh my god. I forget what it's called. If you're in the comments right now and you know what I'm talking about, it's the top 3 and it's not a cicada or a Galapagos island.
Oh,
Yell at
the
me right now.
Abrahadabra or something like that. Abradabra.
Aldabra. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
goals right there.
They're gorgeous, bro. They're gorgeous,
Yeah,
but they just get too damn big. All of that gets too damn big.
I
Like
get a bigger yard.
you,
That's all.
no,
I'm gonna get
bro.
acres.
You ready for this? No, that's where we're going. Like I plan on moving to North Texas. I'm gonna be closer to my mentor.
Nice.
We're gonna be closer to my wife's family. That's if everything lines up. Potentially, that's gonna happen before the end of this year. So I'm trying to get out what I could get out right now, and then come about summertime, all breeding that for the girls that would like normally go late year, I'll get cut off so that I can just plan on the move and hopefully get everything moved, have no issues, hopefully no sick animals. I know that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to do it before the cold spell starts up in northern Texas because once that hits, I'm gonna be in for a hell of a time, right? If I'm not set up. So,
Yeah, that
um,
sounds fun.
bro, it is what it is. You gotta make that dream work. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I'm looking at like 7 to 10 acres. I'm looking at stuff that already has like
Oh,
a
that's nice
40 by
size.
40, 40 by 50 workshop
Yeah.
already built in. So it's like you divert the house, like you ain't even coming into the house anymore. I'm so tired of running a business out of my house. I can't tell you.
Bro, thank you. Same here. I even told my wife, I'm like, we need it. I wanted to put like a shed or something in my backyard here, but I rent. My landlord's like, you ain't putting nothing back there. And I'm like, if it was my house, I would put it there. So I'm like, we're looking to buy a place now too. I don't know. I might be moving up there with you guys. I don't
Oh,
know
you
yet.
looking to get out of Cali, huh?
Hell yeah, I'll
You
be
got
getting
a
out of
lot of
here.
people looking to get out of Cali right quick.
Yeah, man. Newsom is
I
crazy.
don't know.
We
You can
paying
say
that
that
crazy
again.
mother.
And gets his COVID shot and disappears for what was it, like 3 fucking weeks on you guys?
Yeah, man. Like even now in Cali, they're trying to have the vaccine card mandate. Like you can't even go into the store, you can't go to work, nothing out here in Cali. I'm like, that's unconstitutional. It's not even
The
law about
Supreme
even
Court
wearing a
just said that you
mask.
can't even enforce it.
Yeah, and Newsom's crazy ass and try to do it, while his ass is maskless at the restaurants with everybody else.
Yep. Yep.
Crazy.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can't get political on here. I guess I shouldn't get political on here. They might shut me down.
Maybe that's what happened in my Instagram. I got a little bit political. They didn't like that too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, I watched it. My Instagram got shadow banned for a little while when I started posting my beliefs on that whole catastrophe that's going on in our world.
Yeah.
But Is what it is, man. So what's the 9 to 5 or the shift work or whatever it is you do now?
For me,
Yeah. What's the
I
main
work on.
source of
I just
income,
work
bro?
on cars, man. That's my
Yeah.
thing. That's my other deal. That's what keeps us afloat. And then my wife helps out too. She got a job, so we're just waiting for this to blow up, so that way she can leave that and kind of help me over here. You know what I mean? But I'm not leaving the car scene whatsoever.
So we kind of talked about that. I know you flirted and you got dangerously close to changing your name.
Yeah, and the reason for that, it had nothing to do with the drama or anything. I just sometimes I'll look up my name, and when I first started, no one had Echo. Now I look at it, there's Echo Morris 2020. Whoever that is, I don't know. They may have the idea, but there's Echo's Reptiles. And I'm like, I don't know if that kind of affects my business because, you know what I mean? Because people there's too many replicas of my name out there. So I was kind of thinking about changing it for that reason. And the scammers stealing my pictures and trying to act like me.
So
If you guys hear someone, if Stanley called you with a Jamaican voice, it's not me. Just saying. But yeah, I ended up keeping Echo Reptiles, through the help of you, and a few other friends. I just, you know, gotta make it work and
so
make it stand out.
we haven't talked about it, man, but here's what I would say is how deep are you into this? Like, have you created the LLC with Echo Reptiles? Is there paperwork behind the brand?
There is, well, it's not an LLC, but I had it set up. I don't know, in my town. I live in a small town in Barstow, but they had it set up where my name is not attached to it. So Echo Reptiles is DBA Echo Reptiles.
Okay.
I just don't have. So if I get sued, I won't get sued because my name
Right,
ain't
right, right.
attached to it.
Well,
So
that's what a LLC essentially is like
yeah, but it's
they
not
can
an
come
LLC
after
though.
the company, but they can't come after you.
Yeah,
Um, I would look at trademarking, bro, because like all those people with any variation of Echo Reptiles after that point. That's just
yeah,
me. Like I got all that paperwork in right now, and like if you're stupid enough to try to steal my last name, then hey, good for you. Uh, you gonna pay for it though. I'm gonna tell you that.
right.
You know what I mean? Like Fealy's Clutch, the Clutch, outside the Clutch now with this new podcast. That's all being worked on. Like there's paperwork in for all of it.
I know.
Have fun with that shit.
Yeah, I'm
You
changing
got
my name now.
but you have to do it. Like what I'm saying is like you have to show that you're committed to that brand. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not to talk down on you, or it's not to tell
Right.
you that you're doing shit wrong because I don't think you are. I think you're fucking honestly, you're kicking most people's ass in marketing. You're setting it up right. It just you need to find a way to strengthen yourself. You know what I mean? That
Yeah,
way people can't
that's a
attack
good
you.
word.
You got to strengthen your shit so that you can't get attacked. And that's all I'm
Right.
saying. You know, like trademark your brand. It doesn't cost that much. Trademark your damn brand.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, man. Because like I said, there's a lot of variations of my name. It just sucks when people just steals an idea because they see it works. You know, that's just sad.
Hmm. I mean, you're gonna get it, right? We all see the
Right.
scammers come in every year, and it sucks, and it is what it is. Like, you're gonna get scammers. That's the way any industry that makes money is. But the best thing you could do is protect yourself. So protect yourself, bro. Let's
Yeah.
jump back to those crested geckos because I can tell you right now, everyone says these are like the easiest things in the world, and they really are. They are.
Yeah.
Like you feed them, you water them, they reproduce. I have yet to hatch a freaking gecko egg, and it's driving me nuts. I've actually talked to a couple people about this, but so what are you using? when the eggs come out? Like, what's your substrate? What method are you using? Are you just using like a little
You know what?
egg box or?
I haven't got eggs yet.
Okay.
I brother just got them last year, starting last year.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna use vermiculite in the tray and a little what you call it. I actually found a little like a you know those organizers you put like
Mm-hmm.
bolts and nuts in there. So I found one that had gaps of air. So I'm like, if I drill a hole in there to kind of have cross ventilation across the eggs to keep the molding down, it may work. So I
And
might
see,
try that too.
that's the major issue that I've had. Like mine go, they get to about 30 days. Um,
In the
so
mold.
I keep they mold out after 30 days. So it's like they start expanding and you're like, oh hell yeah, this is about to go. Like we got 30 days to go. Gonna finally get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everything that I watch, everyone that I know and I've talked to, or at least has taken the time to respond back, is like, we don't use ventilation, like we don't have any air holes in our stuff. We don't burp it, nothing like that, like the stuff you would usually do with your ball python eggs. Now, I'm not going to say that I do that. Like, honestly, I'm not going to lie. I'm that guy that's like rubbing my face against the fucking incubator every day. Like,
Yeah, I
are you
am
guys
too.
good? Are we good?
I
Are we
check it
good?
every day.
Yeah.
Nothing changed.
But, yeah. But I don't burp it. I don't touch that box. I don't open the incubator. I turn the light on and I look. I make sure everything's good. I don't but that's just the way I am, man. Like I
Yeah, me too.
feel like the smartest thing to do is just like let it and forget it. I has not steered me wrong yet, so I'm gonna stay that way. Um I cannot get these damn eggs to go past 40 days though. And it's
Mm-hmm.
driving me nuts. Like, so I washed my egg thing out because I was thinking, well, maybe there was a bacteria or something
Mm-hmm.
that we didn't get when it came in the mail, or maybe there was something in the substrate because of the way it was stored. Because heaven forbid, like you'll even get it in the snake substrates. Like I rep
Yeah.
chip all day. Like my whole freaking container could mold and I'm still going to go back out and buy ReptiChip because I know it wasn't because of them. It was because of the shipping process. Something got into it or where it was stored with a distributor or something like that, like it wasn't,
Yeah. Or
it ain't on the company, and I got a good enough relationship with JT that if it fucks up like that, I'm just like, hey bro.
it's like that, and it could be us too,
Yeah.
because because I use Reptile myself, and I notice when it does mold, I haven't had a chance to move around. I just kind of take the crap out, and then I'll add more chip. But whatever I don't move around the chip, it molds because of the
Right.
moisture. So I started moving it around. So I take the shit out, move it around, just make it look nice, and then I put it in and stop the molding.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I
I
never had
mean,
a
it
problem
is
with
what it
Reptile
is.
chip.
It's just being smart.
JT does it right. So
Hell yeah. I love that. Like I would do my own promo, but like I said, this isn't about my business. This is, and I've been talking about myself a lot. I gotta get over that. Fuck, self-centered motherfucker. Um, the playback on that's gonna be great. Oh shit. But no, like I haven't gotten a set to go full term yet, and it's infuriating to me, man, because I picked up a female extreme harlequin,
mm-hmm.
and she's gorgeous, dude. And then I have a boy, um, that is a harlequin Halloween quad stripe. So it's
Oh,
like
nice.
I got two pretty badass breeders, like you're probably averaging like a $300 gecko out of that pairing, easy.
Yeah.
Like it's well, depending on how the odds hit, obviously, but you're probably looking at like $300, and you're getting two of them a month. And so that was going to be the wife's side hustle, right? Was geckos, and I was like,
Right.
well, we'll work on it together until we get the system down, and once we get these babies hatching out, that's on you. Like, that's your business. You take off and run with it, and we'll buy an end cap at every show when we're going, and I'll do ball pythons and Mexican black king snakes, and you can do geckos and your crafts, and we'll be good. Like, we'll have an end cap sort, and I'm good with that. So don't go stealing my ideas. No, I'm just playing.
Have you ever tried wiping the consolidation on the top?
So it hasn't, like, the
consolidation.
yeah.
Trying to figure it out why your eggs are molding like that. Then
it's molding out, and then
maybe you need to put holes, because I noticed with Pangea.
Well,
and the reason why I bought the tray to see how they're hatching their eggs, and they have little holes in them, like 3 holes. Maybe it's not significant airs going through. It's causing mold, because mold grows in hot places, humid and dense.
Well, it needs no oxygen. So it needs a bacteria to form off of, though, or at least from the research that I've been doing. Like, it needs something to spark the growth, right? So if your stuff's clean, then there should be, like, it needs some organic substance to build off of.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, hit me up, Cuddle Time.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I got to get this right, though, because I feel bad for Mama. She's lost 4 eggs already, and I'm just like, we're getting ready to get our next 2. Like, just clean the whole thing out. Like, dump the substrate. And I got some substrate off the internet, and it was like a mixture of vermiculite, perlite, when all I was asking for and all I thought I bought was vermiculite, because that's what I use on the ball pythons. And then it had water crystals. And like, kind of what you put in with the damn,
like a planter, like a plant.
Nah, bro, like the little gel water crystals that you would give to crickets and shit so that they stay hydrated. Yeah, that was within the substrate, and I was like, "What the hell is this doing?" And
that's weird.
Yeah, bro. I was like, what?
I never heard of that.
Yeah. So I told her, I was like, you know what? We're gonna use. I bought 10 pounds of this shit too. Like, biggest mistake I've made. So I told her, I was like, that's gonna go to the plants in the backyard. I'm just gonna order in some more substrate, and hopefully we don't get more eggs before then. But it should be here this week, so it's not a big deal. But so you're doing crested geckos, or you're getting ready to do crested geckos. You're doing ball pythons. You're raising up the tegus. Are you worried at all with what you're seeing across the country with tegu bands? Because it seems like they're popping up left and right for tegus, man. Are you doing black and whites? Are you doing reds? Are you doing blues? Like, what are you doing?
Well, I'm just doing it small, because really with these tegus, they're more of my pets, and I wanted to have make a purple tegu. I think that's how you purple tegu. I think, I don't know if I'm gonna make that, but I have a sky panther, which is a red, blue, and a blue, and then I got a high white blue. So I want to see what it makes, and then I'm gonna keep the offspring on that, and that's it. I'm not gonna breed, because I am kind of getting nervous with all the bands, because I know California will be jumping right on that next year.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, they see anyone else do something, they're usually the first ones to jump on it. I'm surprised it went from Florida and didn't go to California instantly the same year. But
right.
We'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll be next.
It is definitely getting harder to be a reptile keeper in the United States right now. So with that, I am going to say this real quick. We're coming up on 1 hour, so I'm not doing a commercial for US Arc, but I am going to say, take your time, go to US Arc's website, fill out the forms. North Carolina is in some dire need of help against this tegu ban. They actually canceled the Zoom meetings that they were supposed to have, and then they canceled one of the in-person meetings. So it looks like it's all going to come down to one talk. So make sure you're getting over there. You're supporting US Arc. You're doing your part. Obviously, people think, hey, it's not happening to me, or it's not in my state, or it's not my reptile. So, or the reptile that I work with, so it's not a big deal. But they're throwing blanket bans out right now, like to ban whole species at once, which means if you think that it's crazy, there's been potential bans of constrictors, like generalized as constrictors, which means from your smallest like in Texas, that means you couldn't even keep a Texas longnose. The Texas longnose only gets like 2.5, 3 feet long, bro. Like it can't do anything to anybody. It's at the bottom of the food chain here, and that means that you couldn't keep one in your collection.
Yeah,
but it is what it is. So be careful with the tegus, bro. Like, obviously, I expect you to go to US Arc after this. I'm gonna put that challenge.
Oh, I already
you.
donated to US Arc. Like all my sales, I put 10% to US Arc. So
that's badass, bro.
I support that. I actually was trying to look for my shirt, but I don't know where the hell I put it. You know.
You one of the few, man. You one of the few. I had to steal a shirt from Phil at a show after we raised, like, I think it was close to $6,000 for him at the show. And he's like, "Man, I owe you a shirt. Just take the shirt." I don't know when they're coming in the mail. Just take the shirt.
Hey, yeah, double that.
Oh, man. Yeah, hell yeah. So if my shirt from my original, because I'm coming up. I got like 3 weeks. 3 weeks it's due to renew membership. I think 3 or 4. It's right after Arlington, so I'll be doing it at Arlington.
Okay.
But let's get back to you, man. Like, I don't want to make this all about everything else.
Well, US Arc is important too, you know.
Yeah.
They do help.
But so what's your plan with the Cresties? You said you only have a couple of them, right?
Yeah, I have like 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I got like 7. It's not too much, but I invested a little bit on them because I wanted to get on the lizard side. But because I was gonna do chameleons. Actually, when I first started, I wasn't chameleons. I did the Jacksons, and I got babies and all that. And I was like, man, when they get big, you have to put them in separate cages, and that took a lot of space. So I was like, crested geckos is kind of like the ball python and the lizard, and so yeah, I got into those and try to put my creative twist on them too as well.
Oh yeah, that's cool, man. What type of? I guess it's morphs. Yeah. What type of morphs are you working with as far as geckos?
I got a couple reds. I have a lily white. I have a super soft scale, which is badass. My favorite one.
They're really fucking cool. I've seen one in person and I loved it. And I looked at my wife and I was like, don't even get any idea. Like, we're not in that market yet. Like, just give it a little while. Let's make sure we can make this work before you jump in that hard.
Yeah, so I got those, and then I have a couple of quad stripes. And that's about it. I'm just trying to refine stuff and then add,
There you go. All right. And then you said you were focused on paint. I'm gonna say it one more time. He said paint this year, guys. Like, make sure you're putting out all the paint. All paint. Just a little bit of paint. Okay, now that I said paint like 100 times, he likes paint. What else are you working on this year, bro, that you're willing to let out?
This year is like more hats for me.
Okay.
I'm building for the future. But let me see. The Ultramel Clown. I'm trying to hit on the Ultramel Clown this year. So hopefully I got a couple of locks. Hopefully they go.
We're gonna come bad on that, right? Like, I'm totally against Ultramel shit.
You are?
I'm all about the Monarch, bro. I'm all about Monarch.
Oh god.
But I like the deeper stuff. I like the darker stuff. So
yeah.
The
Monarch is nice.
The darker portions of that T positive shows up in Monarch.
Yeah,
more
yeah.
than Ultramel. Like I like the coloration scheme of Ultramel, and I'm sure it has its use, but I like the dark stuff, bro.
Yeah. See, I got into Ultramel early when I
Yeah.
first started. I didn't know about Monarch until after. And people try to say they're the same. I don't think so. Because Monarch is more like burgundy as it ages. And then the Ultramel turns like a light orange.
Mhm.
So one day I will get into that. Just like Stranger, one day.
Oh, don't worry, I'll get you there.
Right on.
I'll,
Right on. I
I'll
know where
get
my
you on
plug
the
is
right
at.
side eventually.
I'll
Uh,
sell everything.
yeah, you might have to, bro. The way, I mean, once Justin starts releasing his Monarch stuff, I'm sure everyone's gonna
I
want to
know.
sell everything.
Everything's gonna fly off the shelf like the paint. So when you put that picture up yesterday, I saw a few paints off the
I I
Morph
caught
Market.
that,
I'm like,
John.
yeah, this always happens.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But it ain't bad as long as you're holding on to the gene. Like, let the people in the forefront do it. Just be smart. Build your army. Make sure you're putting the
yeah,
right stuff into it before it starts getting released. Like, if you're lucky enough to be on the ground level of a project, you have to really think about who you're going to give it to, what you're going to put into it. Like, there's a lot of pressure before it goes mainstream. And luckily, Monarchs held up fairly well. I got into it fairly early. I know enough people that want to do, like, I have the potential of breeding visuals myself, which I'm going to attempt, and then I have a backup plan to make sure everything's visuals with a friend that has a Monarch.
oh
um
nice.
so either way, I'm producing Monarchs, but it's it's, do I want to lead in a certain aspect, or do I want to create more visuals so I can create an army to then really push where I think it should go? But it's all in your thought process and how you think it should be, right? I don't
Yeah,
think there's a wrong way to do it. You gotta make sure that you're prepared before the major releases on a project come out.
exactly, exactly. That's well said. Like even right now, I held back a lot of. Only released like one Mario Het Pied. I know there's like two Mario Het Pies that's ever been made, and Constriction Addiction had them. I think Justin low key picked them up. I have a feeling something in my heart is telling me that. So I kept everything back because I know he's gonna probably pop up with it next year or this year. But I want to see the Mario pie. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of curious. Like, is it gonna be a high white? Is it gonna be a low white? Is it gonna show a pattern like Yellow Belly does, or is it gonna be like a Mojave? I don't know. I want to see that. So I kept everything back.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to see it, man. Like, push that
Yeah,
out. Like, and that's, I think that's going back to what we said. Like, you cannot be afraid to follow what you want to see, but just add the right shit at the right time or find the right way to tweak it. This industry is going to blow up for those that can see what
yeah,
genes do. Like, if you are figuring out how genes are reacting, and I'm not just talking about identifying genes within a combo, right? Like, if you're
hmm
taking the time to actually study how these genes are reacting to other combos, you can set up a blueprint.
yeah. That's what I do. I study all my genes, even genes I don't even have for future reference.
And I hope we see more of it, man. Like, I would love to see people like combating. Like, obviously, I have a major GHI issue, right? Like, fucking damn near half my collection has GHI in it in some sort right now. So there's gonna be a shit ton of super GHI shit coming out of my fucking collection in the next couple of years, but there's gonna be a lot more on top of it. But
Yeah,
it's having the foresight, and it's like, okay, well, I know some of the things that works really well with GHI. I know some of the things that I don't particularly like the way it looks with GHI, but if I add one or two more things to it, it could bring out an expression that I want to see. So
exactly.
it's playing the game. It's playing the game. And if you're wrong, just hope that you're wrong in a way that someone wants to pick that shit up, because
Yeah, if
you
not,
don't want that feeding bill.
hell no. It gets expensive.
But hell yeah, bro. So you're into cars. I know we talked about it a little bit. What's your background with cars, man? Like,
Man, I'm a racer, dog.
yeah.
I almost killed myself like 10 years ago, street racing. Yeah, rode my car. I should have sent you a picture, but I had
How
like
long was
a
it? You said 10 years ago?
yeah.
So it was like when Fast 2 came out, or Fast 3?
No, hold on. Is it
I'm just
10,
playing. I'm being a smart ass for
2000, 2012, 2000, 2011.
Okay.
2011 is when I got my bad accident. I actually almost smashed my hand. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can see the scarring, bro.
Yeah, I tore all four tendons to this hand. Everything, bro. I caught it between the roof and the asphalt. Almost smashed my hand. Crazy. Crazy. Do I still do it? Yes, I do.
Yes, you
Because I
do.
love it.
Yeah.
Just like I get bit by these snakes sometimes, I still go in there and clean. Because I love
I mean,
it.
I don't know. Like, I don't mind getting bit, but I also have stuff that I can't get bit by. So
No. Like
there's
the tegus, I do not want to get bit by them.
well, I mean, I'm talking about something a little bit hotter than tegus, but
Wait,
uh,
what you got?
huh?
Oh, you got rattlesnakes? Venomous? Wait, what kind of snakes you got?
I have a couple of species of rattlesnakes, and I have a gabby.
Ah, nice.
But
Nice.
we actually talked about that too, and me and Mama decided that it was probably for the best until the move's over and we're settled, that I look at getting those into experienced hands
Yeah.
and just letting them have a good life. Like, I'm doing fine with them. Like, they're all growing, they're all doing well, but just the time that it takes, because it takes me a full ass day to take care of hots. Like, I do not do anything quick with them. I do not fuck around. Like, I do not free handle or anything crazy like that. Like, I am super. It's a boring process, but it takes all damn day.
Damn.
I'm looking for like shed fangs, like everything. Like, I'm meticulous about it, unfortunately,
Right.
which is a good thing.
It
In
is.
that, it's a very good thing. But it's just, me and her talked about it, and my kids are like super young still. Like, my oldest is only 6 years old.
Oh,
My
wow.
my other two are 3 and 2. So
Oh,
now,
man.
granted,
They're small.
they have no way of getting to those animals, but just the possibility of something bad happening to me, um,
Yeah.
not gonna do it. Like, it just doesn't fly right now. Like, let them get a little bit older.
Yeah, that's why I'm waiting. Because I have, my oldest is 12. And then I have my down to my twins. They're 4. And the twins, they like to open stuff. Like they be coming to the steak room and just opening stuff and grabbing it. And I'm like, I'm just so afraid. They open a venomous thing and try to grab it and get bit. And that's it. That's a wrap.
Exactly. And I mean, like, the Gabby, there's only I think there's only 1 or 2 places in the whole country that even carry an anti-venin for it.
Is that right?
Yeah, so, like, where I live, bro, if I get hit by the Gabby and it actually envenomates me, I'm done. Like,
Damn, that's
I'm not getting
scary.
airlifted to a place with that anti-venin and getting it injected in time. It's just not. It's like,
Dang.
you have to be 100%. It's like, my wife loves music. She doesn't even like being in the venomous room while I'm working venomous. I might be wrong on that, Max. You could tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong, but that's what I was hearing. Maybe I'm wrong. I turn music off. Phones get turned off. Whoever's watching the kids knows that, hey, it's venomous time. You do not come anywhere near this room. You do not knock on the door. You do not do anything. Like, I'm not playing with this. I
Yeah.
have a book that has each species that is in my room. It's not in this room, it's in another room. But I have a book that says what it is, what type of venom it has and carries, right? And how it's going to react so that they can tell that to the hospital if something does happen. Yep. Max, I already have one. That's what I was explaining right now, brother. I have a picture of the snake. So like if you're completely inexperienced, which you shouldn't be in that damn room if you are anyways, while I'm working
Right.
them, there's a picture of the snake. There is its common name, its scientific name, the types of venom, what to do for me if a bite does happen, and which hospital in town to take me to.
What?
Like there's a whole protocol. I don't fuck with that shit. Like my mentor was, well, one of my mentors was really good about that, and he's like, don't even attempt it unless you're willing to go through all of this, which is right, because your life could either end or completely change within the blink of an eye.
Yeah, that's the
Like
scary part, man.
bro, you've blinked like 3 or 4 times while I was talking in that last go. A Gaboon strikes 4 times faster than your blink.
Damn. Hell no. Hell no.
Boom.
I get one.
Boom. Yeah, exactly, bro. But
I
they're
tried to get a
gorgeous
little
animals.
rattlesnake.
And I also told my wife, like, even if I get to that point, I'm only doing it to a certain age. And like wherever I am, I'm always going to have friends in the hots industry. Like there's just something about me. I love the hots. I want to keep hots.
Yeah. They're beautiful. A lot of
They're
them are
gorgeous.
beautiful,
A lot
man.
of them are 10 times more
They're,
beautiful than what I'm working with.
yeah.
And I hate to say that, but it is what it is, you know, like the color variant and just like the way the scales are and everything like that.
It's just,
I love so much more with the venomous, but safety is always first. Always
yeah.
first.
Yeah, man. That's just crazy. Yeah. I'm still gonna probably get something, man.
No. I mean, I'm not saying not to. I'm just saying be smart about it. Make sure the kids are old enough to understand. Like I have my kids know if they see red tape at a table at a show now. You do not
Okay.
go near that table at all. They're not allowed near that table if there's red tape on containers, because they know it means a snake that can kill them. Because
Dang.
I've taught them that. They know the sound of a rattlesnake because I've sat there. Like I
Let the
have
rattle.
part of a rattle that one of the rattlesnakes broke off. And so when I moved it and got it into its holding enclosure, I kept the rattle and I put it on the end of a stick and I taught them, okay, this is what the rattlesnake sounds like. Like if you hear this in the wild, stop, figure out where it is, walk away.
Yeah. Because how much you're getting too close to it, just back up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's smart. I wish, I'm gonna probably do that too. Because where I live at, there's a lot of rattlesnakes, like the green Mojave, the Mojave greens and stuff. So, and my kids like to walk in the. My older boy, he'll go with his cousin to walk in the fields and stuff. So, I didn't even think about that.
You gotta be smart, bro. You gotta be smart.
Yeah.
Like you got what? You got the Southern Pacifics out there. You got the Mojave Greens. You have no. You might not have Southern Pacifics. You might be.
No, I don't think we have those.
I think those are a little bit north of you. But you probably have in most areas that have rattlesnakes, you have at least 2 to 3 variations of species.
Yeah.
Max, stop it.
What Max had to say?
Huh? No, he didn't. He's talking about the Conroe show.
Oh.
I was supposed to go with him. I'm actually going up to Fort Worth like Monday morning. And he's being a smart ass and putting politics in it too. So he knows the way. He knows the way. But yeah, man. So as far as snakes, you said you want to eventually do hots. I applaud you for that. Get your training. Get your training, man. Like don't just jump in it and be like, I want hots. So you pick up a fucking hot at your local show. I don't even know if California allows hots at
No,
shows. Okay, so you're
no
solid there.
venomous
You
out
would have
here
to
in the
drive it in
shows.
from another state, but still, don't be like that. Like, I know a lot of people here that tried to do it. So I was kind of hovering at our the first show that's been here in 10 years. And I was hovering around a lot of people, and I was having to grab kids' hands and stuff because they were trying to put their hands over to point at them. I was like, hey, they got holes. Those fangs can go right through that breathe hole. Don't do
Yeah.
it. Don't fucking do it. I'm looking at their parents like, hey, if you know anything about these venomous snakes, some of those your kid ain't making it back alive from. The gaboon I have came from that show.
Oh, you got a gaboon?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. I want one of
But
those. Or a pit
that's the one
viper.
I'm talking about, bro. The Gabby, it's a gaboon, and I got
Oh,
that
that's
from
what.
the
Oh,
show.
okay. I
And
didn't know that was
yeah,
the
bro,
short version
it's
of it.
that's what I was talking about. Like your blink, it
It's just
4 times faster than your blink, bro.
okay.
It
Then I don't
strikes.
want that
It
one.
moves slow as fuck until it strikes. It is like the ultimate ambush predator. Or when it's hungry, like I've been watching it. When it's hungry, it like sticks its head up a little bit because its head kind of seems like it's made to mimic a leaf almost. So like
Right.
it puts its head up and it wiggles a little bit just to see what's around it. Or like my wife finally caught a yawn on it, and she was like, it's a baby, bro. Like it's only 6-7 inches long. It's a
What?
baby, and its fangs are already pretty long. And she's like, holy crap, I didn't think its fangs were that long. I was like, it's got the longest fangs
Dang.
of any venomous snake. Like it's the
Oh,
fastest venomous snake and the longest fanged venomous snake. Like it's not something to be fucked with. And you don't have anti-venom in the States except for like 1 or 2 places. So it's not to be fucked with.
right. Maybe
Or
I'll get a snake that has the
yeah.
anti venom down here.
What do you want to work besides just ball pythons, bro? Like as far as snakes, is there any interest in anything else? Do you want to stay solely with ball pythons, and then maybe like, because you're talking about a lot of hots, maybe a hot further down the road after you've been like, would you ever want to work those on a breeding side of it, or strictly for keeping? Like,
That's probably gonna be strictly for keeping.
okay.
I'll be too scared to have 2 snakes to deal with at one time. I'll be panicking just with the one. But I was thinking about getting into boas later,
Okay.
maybe. But it just all depends with the
That's a
ball
lot of
pythons.
cleanup,
Cause
bro.
I say again.
That's a lot of cleanup, bro.
Yeah,
When all those babies come out,
I know it's light bearing too.
you have fun with that. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna keep. I love them. I'll
Yeah.
hold all the boa constrictors you want. I will never breed one. Like my buddy, I have one. It's actually at a
Mm-hmm.
friend's house on a loan right now because he wanted to breed her, and I was like, "Hey, it's staying at your house. You're cleaning that mess up, and it is what it is. Like, we'll split money for cost of food and all that. Just keep her alive, take care of her. But I ain't doing that. Like, I ain't about that goo life, bro. It's bad enough out of the eggs. I ain't about that
Yeah.
shit. I have to. That's cool though, bro. Like I can appreciate it. Like, there's
Yeah,
obviously there
I'm
has to
not
be people in
unsure,
boas.
because I don't want to take away from the ball pythons. I'm
Right.
just trying to focus on that because it's just a lot with the crested geckos and the ball pythons at the same time. That's why I went so small with the crested geckos. And I understand why a lot of people just pick one thing because it's just a lot of work to create, and it's a lot of mental work. I gotta say, you know what I mean? And having those two is just it's kind of hard to be creative or think outside the box. Um, but I'm managing it. It just all depends what happens with the
And it's a fight to avoid burnout, man. Like you got to think about it.
yeah.
When you're bringing in multiple species, like a lot of people do it. I'm fucking guilty of it. I'm sure a lot of people are guilty of it. When you first bring them in, you're keeping everything like a ball python because that's what you know, right? Not
Yeah.
everything can be kept like a ball python. Like there's some species that if you try to keep it like a ball python, you're going to kill it instantly. Or you may
Right.
not kill it, but you'll never breed that animal because you're keeping it like a ball python. And it's a hard thing to learn for some people. Like they just have it set in their ways. Well, this works for one species. Why wouldn't it work for every species? You know?
Yeah.
And it's like the MBKs. Like the MBKs, I have to keep them at different temperatures. I have to brumate them in order to breed them. I have to remember that they can double clutch throughout the year.
Yeah.
Like all kinds of different things that you just have to be aware of based off of species. I have retics that I have 2 female retics. I got rid of most of my other retics already, but I still have 2 females that are both around 8-9 foot long right now that take an I don't even know how to say this, like a ridiculous amount of time, not only to clean, but you're dealing with like 9-foot eating machines that aren't always in the best mood.
Yeah.
And if you're not handling them regularly, they're never going to be in the best mood because they do not like to get messed with. They get into a routine and they're smart. And if you break their routine, they're just like us. We
I
are
didn't even know
creatures of
that. See?
habit.
That makes sense why Barchez is like that with his retakes. Every video he has his retake.
You
I didn't
have to
know that.
constantly handle those animals. Like even the super dwarfs, man. Like it's much more manageable. Like if you get bit by a super dwarf, is it going to hurt a little bit? Potentially. Is it going to fuck you up? Potentially, depending on the locality. But it's really not that bad. You get hit by a 15-footer, it's not a day. And like that's potentially that's predominantly, not potential, it's predominantly what you're looking at breeder size retics. You're looking at about like 15, 16 feet. And you got to think about the weight behind them. You got to think about the fact that when they go and bite down, they don't mess around. Like it's to eat. Have fun breaking those jaws off because it's not fun. I've been there. I've experienced it, not on myself, but on other people. And I've had to treat them medically afterwards. It
Oh
is
wow.
not a pleasant sight. Luckily, my girls have been handled enough. Like once I get them out of the enclosure, they usually settle down. And that's another thing. Like they're super, super protective of their enclosures. You have like the way that Barcheck walk in and get in without getting struck at or deal with all that amazes me every time I see it.
Yeah.
Because I open my girls' enclosures and they come flying, bro. Like I have to have a hook to open their enclosures because it's coming. And you gotta hope that you're
Wow.
not within reach. Because they're on your heat signature as soon as you walk in the room.
Right.
Like I
That's
mean
crazy.
it's
He makes
and
it
it's
look
not to
so
scare people out
easy.
of it. Yeah, it's not to scare people out of it. Like I enjoy working my retics probably more than most
Yeah,
other
it's not
animals.
scaring,
Like
it's just that's the truth.
I need that adrenaline rush. And that's probably not the best way of saying it, but that's why I keep big constrictors. That's why I kind of keep the venomous. I really enjoy them, and it gives me something that the ball pythons don't. But it's both of those are definitely not for everybody. Like I don't think that even a high percentage of people should be keeping any of that. You know what I mean? Like it's not made for that. But
I agree with that
so
statement.
you wanna keep a hot potentially for a pet one day. You're gonna work ball pythons. There's nothing wrong with being focused on just one species. Honestly, if I had done it, I would probably be like 10 times past where I am right now. Like I have no focus in that shit. I like everything. I want to work everything. And that's probably why you have reptile friends. So you can go work stuff and not have to do it at your own house. So you can focus. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. What else would you want to work? Like if you had the opportunity to, what would be the dream species for you right now?
Hmm. I don't know because I really don't want to do retics because how big they get.
I just scared the shit out of Stanley, y'all. He said,
Yeah,
I ain't fucking with the
I don't even
retics
want the super
now.
dwarf now. They
Nah,
flying
don't be
out in
like that. Don't
cages.
be like that. Garrett's gonna get all pissed at me. He's like, you just cost
You
me a
know.
customer.
No, but really though, I did decide that before. I wanted to do the retakes, but I was like, the enclosures they're gonna get big, and it's just enclosures. I just don't have the space. And that's why I was kind of looking in the boa constrictors. The same deal with that, you know, and I don't know. I think I'm just gonna stick with my ball pythons for right now. I just don't want to overwhelm myself
No,
too
that's smart,
much.
bro. That's
Dart
smart, bro.
frogs. Oh, dart
I
frogs are
mean,
beautiful.
you already got other stuff too. Like you have the leopard tortoises, you have the geckos, you have the ball pythons.
Tegus.
So I mean, you got the tegus. You said you might not breed those. So do you have the potential of already doing some stuff? You're moving yourself in multiple industries or
Yeah.
multiple genres, niches, whatever you want to call it within the industry. There's nothing wrong with that. Um,
Right. It's just like you said earlier. It's just a burnout. I'm
yeah,
afraid of the
don't
burnout.
burn out. Don't burn out.
You know, I don't think
And
I could
it's
do.
harder to say than to do. Like we've all experienced it in some aspect. But
Right.
that's where the passion comes in, man. Like either you're passionate about it, you really enjoy this, and nothing that you do is going to burn you out from reptiles, or you're going to walk into your room one day and you're going to be like, dude, I'm putting more time into my animals, which hopefully you are putting more time into your animals than your 9 to 5. Um, if you're not, hey, let me know. I do not want to be purchasing animals from you.
Yeah.
That's another thing, dude. Like, how do you vet? Do you vet at all, or you just say, "Oh, I like that snake. I'm going to buy that"? Do you vet
I
the
just
people you're buying
I
from?
like when I buy a snake.
Yeah.
I look at it. I look at it. I'm like, do I want to work with this?
Well, I'm
And
not even
then
talking about the morphs, bro. I'm talking about the person you're buying from. Like,
oh
if it's
from
someone you've never bought from
oh
before, are you vetting that person? Are you like, hey, would you mind like doing a video with me? Would you mind showing me what your facility looks like or what your room looks like? Would you open some tubs so I get an idea of how you're cleaning your animals, how you're caring for your animals? Are you testing for Nido? Are
right.
you doing all this that could potentially have a huge impact on you?
I don't buy from too many people.
Okay.
You
That's a
know,
smart
because
thing.
one time I had bought outside. It was a smaller breeder, and fucking mites went all through my shit. And I don't think I just had the snake further enough. But I was so fucking pissed because it took me 3 months just to get every single mine out. And then after that, they hashed out again, so I wasn't cleaning the outside the tubs. And they were laying the eggs inside the crevices. So now when I clean like deep clean my tubs, I always think about the mites. So I clean every inch like it's a
Mm-hmm.
plate,
Oh,
you know.
I do preventive constantly, and then I have the quarantine zone. I have
Yeah.
like I don't fuck around with it anymore. I've dealt with it too many times. Like, thankfully, it was all well. It was before I was breeding, and I could pass it on to other people's collections.
Right.
But it's like even with that, I don't like it. It bothers me that I was so lax with people. You know what I mean? I was just like, "Oh, I really like your snake. How much do you want?" "Oh, that's a fair deal."
Right.
I don't know you. I don't know your intentions. I don't know if you're fucking out to get me. Like, I don't know if you're a scammer
Exactly.
and you just have a couple of snakes. I don't know shit about you. So that's one
Yeah.
of
You
the other
know.
things that I'm like, I kind of preach on now is vet who you're buying from. Like, it's not that hard. If you want to see any of my shit, you can call me any time of the day. I'll open up whatever tub. Like, give me a number. I'll open that tub because I'm not worried about it. They might have a little bit of shit in it because it's getting clean that day, but
Right.
The water's clean. You ain't getting crusties. You ain't getting floaties. Substrate ain't saturated unless there's a male in there breeding, because I spray the whole thing down right before I put the male
I
in.
do the same thing.
Yep.
I do the
But
same thing.
you can call me out any tub, any day, any enclosure, any day. I'm not worried about it. I know I take care of my stuff better than most people do.
Yeah. Same
Yeah, I
here.
like that, Jeremy. I really like that. Mop the floor with bug spray. I don't have that. What I do have, though, so the one thing I hate about my reptile room facility, whatever the you want to call this, is it's on carpet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everything that is not an enclosure gets pulled out regularly, at least twice a month.
Nice.
Carpet gets deep cleaned at least twice a month.
Yeah.
I get the no pest strips and I cut little strips off, and they're in each corner of the room. And then you can see it maybe back there by the, you can kind of see it right here where my finger is.
Yeah.
There's a pest strip right there. There's a pest strip over in this corner that's full size.
Nice.
I don't fuck now. Granted, I let it air out for like 2 days after I put those in, because this is a confined space and it can get rather dank in here.
Yeah, I bet.
It is what it is. Water changes. Like, ask people how often they're changing their water. I hate that shit, man. Like, there's some people in town here where they're changing their water like once a week, or they're freaking. I went to this one guy's house, and I shit you not, I straight took my clothes off when I got home. Like, before I went inside my house, it was cold outside, and I took all my damn clothes off. Like, if the neighbors were looking outside, I probably would have had the cops called on me.
And like, John is out there with his drawers out.
John's out there with nothing on, like he butt ass naked. I'm walking around. Yeah, I walked in. I saw mites on their shit. Their bowls were completely empty. They had like 3-4 sheds in the thing. I was like, you shouldn't even be keeping animals. I should call animal control on you right now. I was pissed, bro. I was like, you can't even call yourself a breeder if you ain't taking care of your animals. Like, don't even try to attempt to reproduce these animals.
A keeper, though.
Yeah, don't even try to reproduce. Like, just get your shit right, take care of your animals, then go after it again. But that's the way some people are, man. And I blackballed them. I was like, you will have nothing to do with me. I will never talk to you again. Nada. I ain't gonna do that shit.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man, because you associate with people like that, and then it's looking at you. Everybody will look at you like, oh, you're the same way.
Well, it's going back. It's going back to what we said, right? Your circle. Yeah. Your circle means everything. They're either going to bring you up, or they're going to drag your ass fucking down as far as they can go. And they're going to make sure you're at the bottom of that circle.
Oh, yeah. And you know that with this community, nothing slips through the cracks.
Well, it ain't even that, man. What I'm saying is, like, if you're in a circle and you're not the leader, you're the bottom of that fucking circle.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be the bottom of that circle. Like, if you're doing it right and you're trying to build, you should be the bottom of every circle you're in. Because that means you're growing up to be the leader. Once you're the leader of that circle, you need to fucking move.
Exactly.
And it's not to say that you need to forget those people. Like, by no means forget who was there on the come up. But for you to progress, you have to constantly be progressing. You have to challenge yourself. You have to constantly be in a state of flux. That's just how it works.
Yeah, and I totally agree. But you know, a lot of people don't know that. And that's it.
It's not. I don't think that that a lot of people don't know it. I think that too many people are scared of it, bro. Like, we're creatures of habit. Like, anything that makes you uncomfortable, you don't want to do it. You know it's the best for you.
Right.
You're welcome, Max. Yeah, you can tell who I listen to. I listen to Gary Vee. I listen to Grant Cardone. I fucking live, breathe, and eat that shit.
I know.
And I'm okay with it.
That's nice.
Because like I said, I'm gonna be a fucking success. And I'm gonna have something to pass my kids. That's the way I feel.
Yeah, I listen to Grant too.
Dude, I love Grant. Uncle G, all day. All day.
Uh-huh. Maybe I'll say that was my mentor.
Yeah. Uncle G. Uncle G is a mentor, man.
Hell yeah, he get your papers straight because he got mine straight. When I first started doing this, man, it was just he taught me something. He said, "Get your money and reinvest it." Because money will fuck itself off, and I done that plenty of times. I'll put money away, and it just spends itself. Like something will come up, but when I reinvest it, nothing ever comes up.
Yep.
You know, so that's the
You
greatest
always
advice I
moving
took from that
forward.
man.
You always moving forward as long as you're investing.
Yeah, and that's
Wonder why Miguel hit the top of the charts in ball pythons.
Yeah.
He's always investing in ball pythons. He's always putting in the work. That man spends more time on ball pythons in a day, or this is gonna sound bad. That man probably spends more time on ball pythons and ball python deals in a day than most people spend in a fucking week to a month.
That's facts.
How many people do you know with like 10 to 15 animal collections and they spend like an hour a day in their room? Like Miguel literally lives, breathes, eats, sleeps, shits ball pythons right now.
You have to though. And that's the reason why he's so in the position he's at.
Yep.
You know? And that's what I learned. Same thing with Justin Kabelka. He lives in shit. Literally, I be doing the same thing, taking a shit and I'm off market. I'm doing my homework. I'm like, I'm in here taking a shit. I'm gonna kill
my
sometime.
ass hurts. My legs are asleep. My feet are tingling.
Yeah, it feel like a TV.
I've been on Morph Market too damn long.
You know.
But hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. So if you could do one thing this year, like if not reptile wise, well, I mean it could be reptile wise. Obviously, we want it for your goals, right? If you could do one thing this year, and I'm gonna come back to you at the end of the year, man. Like you know the way I am. I don't let you rest.
Yeah, no, you've been keeping tabs on me.
Stay
I
on
appreciate
you.
that though.
Yeah, that's what we do.
I mean,
your goal for the year, one thing you want to see accomplished before 2022's out. I'm going to come back at you at the end of the year and see if you accomplish this goal, and if not, I'm gonna let people know. So make that goal happen. What's it gonna be?
My main focus, my goal, my number one goal is putting out more content, especially on YouTube. You know, I've been doing this for like 3 years, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. I should be at 1,000 already. But it's just the inconsistency that I seen that I play. Like you said, with creatures of habit, I'll go hard for like 3 months or 6 months on videos, and then I'll stop. Like that's what happened last year. I did 6 months, and then I stopped for the last 6-7 months. You know, and so I think that's gonna be my biggest challenge is just being consistent.
Those are the same thing. All right, so here's the pack. Y'all are watching this. You're a witness. You're the proxy here. There's 6 people here. 8 people. I don't know. This multi-streaming shit's confusing me. Anyways, the people watching this, you heard Stanley say he wants to put out content all year and be consistent, that he wants to monetize this year because he should have, and he should have broken 1,000, and he's going to be on his shit, and I'm going to call him out on it if he doesn't. In return, I as well am going to take that challenge with you, brother.
Right on.
So I broke 1,000 last year. Actually, I surged past 1,000 last year, fairly fucking easy, and I have now been there at the monetization hours twice. Like right below the monetization, like 3,700 hours, right? So you need 4,000 hours to monetize. I've been right there 2 years in a row. Right. And then I get in my little depressed mood and say, fuck this, I don't care, or I don't have time for this shit. I could have been getting paid for this shit over and over again. So yeah. I'm with you. We'll kind of come back later in this year. So come December, put it on your calendars, folks. Stanley coming back on. We're going to hit it hard. Both of us will be monetized. Both of us will be pushing each other for greater at the end of the year. Yes, and sir. We'll get back to it. Stanley, I know
Yes,
where
my
to find
brother.
you. I know where to find you. Where does everyone find you? Expect this round 2 to be even harder. I know we were all over the place tonight. Welcome to Outside the Clutch, where anything can go down.
Where you can find me? Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I don't go on Facebook much. I'm just being honest. So mostly Instagram and YouTube now. You know, that's about it. Not no other platforms right now. Looking into getting into the TikTok deal, but I don't know how to. My daughter's
Do it.
teaching me how to do that right
Do
now.
it.
My
You
little
know
8-year-old.
how many people have like exploded their fucking following from TikTok last year?
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. Max, fucking content creator, like crazy. He's
Yeah.
on TikTok. Am I wrong or am I right? It blows your shit up.
You're right, man. A lot of people was like,
Bro,
that started businesses said I did it on TikTok and blew my business up over Instagram.
I think it was like my 4th or 5th video, and then it got pulled down. So I thank God I saved it, re-put it, and it didn't get anywhere near the following that the first one did. But it was like my 3rd or 4th video, bro. I went viral on like my 4th video.
Oh, nice.
I hit like 900,000 views within like 2 days
Damn.
on a video.
I didn't get
2
my ass
days.
on TikTok,
You need
man.
to get your ass on TikTok. I had like 400 followers within a couple of weeks, bro. And I was just like, I'm so inconsistent with TikTok now that it's not funny, which I need to get better.
Right.
Once school's done in March, y'all better look out because I'm gonna be a whole new fucking monster. But it is what it is at this point. You're gonna have it regular though. Like, consistency is key. So I'm gonna
Yep.
call you on that. Always gonna be consistent. Are we finding you under Echo Morphs? Are we following you under Stanley Pierre? Yeah,
You're
you
gonna
like that,
follow me
huh? That was
under
nice, huh?
Echo
That was nice.
Reptiles.
All right. Oh, I just fucked that up.
Yeah.
You should have called me out on that, motherfucker.
But you know, a lot
Call
of
me
people
out on
calls
that.
me Echo Morphs. I
You know
don't know
why?
why. I think because of all the snakes I
You
have.
know why?
But
Because
I'm
he's putting.
reptiles because I wanted to expand. I kept reptiles to expand to other stuff outside the snakes.
You guys, if you see me in person, slap me before Stanley gets a chance to, because I owe this man on that one. All of it my fault. All of it my fault. It's probably because that Echo is putting out more content than you. I'm just saying.
You may be right.
Maybe right. All
You
right.
putting out work, man.
Yeah. So Stanley's a great fucking dude. Make sure
All right,
you
thank
give
you,
this
brother.
guy some love. I put his Instagram below. I think I put some other stuff. I know I put your Instagram. I'm pretty sure I put your YouTube. I'm gonna find his Morph Market link and put it down there so that when he's selling shit, you can have
Hell
it.
yeah, I got some nice stuff, man. They almost sold a freaking $3,000 snake for $300, and no one picked it up, and I'm glad because it's in my holdback now. See.
Where the fuck was I when this happened? Oh man. All right. Y'all, thank you so much for joining us in the first episode of Outside the Clutch. This is going to be a regular every Saturday, whether it's me and a reptile person. I actually have a collab next week. It's already been recorded, but I have a collab next week with another friend of mine that does podcasts. So you can kind of see an outside perspective and how they take reptiles or how our content is affecting people. So that's going to be one of the series running on this channel as well. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you're subscribing, like it. Go get Stanley some fucking love, guys. Let's push him to have the best year that he's had so far. Y'all stay safe, you stay blessed, and we'll see you next week.